It's a time for a package from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to do an unboxing together of the new Pandora's box, or there is a new version out there, and I was thinking, okay, I need to pick it up and need to check it out. What are we going to get and is it worth our money? So the first thing that we're going to do is grab ourselves a scissor or something to cut, because we need to break the seal. Inside the little box we're going to get a styrofoam packaging. We're having the user toilet paper manual, like always, basic explanation about the main board. And as you can see, it's normally for a full two-player arcade stick, so this is just a basic manual that we're going to get with all of these Pandora's boxes. Alright, so here we have the HDMI cable, the main board itself, but take a close look at it later. I'm guessing this is the power supply. It's just the European power supply. Keep in mind you need to order the right one. But I find also very strange giving me this 12.6 volt. I have no idea why they are giving me these weird voltage versions. Just give me the 12 volt is more than enough. Okay, we're having a brand new USB hub, because yep, it's like the previous models. We can't use both control and USB. We need to have a USB hub. And here we have it. Oh wait. Oh, it's chemical. Oh yeah, it's chemical. It feels a little bit. Ugh. Feels very strange. Very cheap feel controllers. The D-pad doesn't feel that bad at all. I have seen a lot of shitty controllers. Alright, and here we have the main board. They didn't even put the effort of just giving us a top case. So this is what we're going to get. Of course, the button for on and off, because this is a main board that you can find in your two or single player arcade machine. What is so special about this is a firmware update version, and with other versions like the 9D, it's highly possible if you're having a 9D and you want to put a controller in one of these USB connections, it doesn't even work. Been there, done that. So this is an updated version, and it also has a little different fan. You can see that we're having the SD card over here, but the problem with these, let's say, Pandora Box 9D and all the 9 versions, we can't add games. So what you see, what you're going to get. Okay, I'm not going to use this little USB connector. I'm not going to do it. I will use the original power supply. Just want to see if it's going to fry the main board. I think it will not, but still want to try it. That is something we're going to do. The controller, very curious about the D-pad. If this D-pad is going to work like a charm, or it's going to be a one shitty experience. The HDMI cable, don't need that one because I already own one. Alright, so let's talk about the connections and the way you can connect the Pandora's box. So what I already told you is that you can use this thing in your arcade machine and using in cable 3 and the, let's say there's the EDA connection over here. But if you want to use like console like this, you can use the connections over here, just same like the Pandora box itself. We're having here the input for power supply, HDMI, 720p out. Here we're having VGA, audio out, volume control, little setting button for going into the settings, and here we're having the 2 USB connections, but sadly we can only use one connection for the controllers. It's a new generation of fans, because this thing is very silent. Alright, so if you take a closer look at the Pandora Saga 9D, for the people completely new to the system, here we're having the menu itself with the list of games, a little preview. As you can see, every time we switch to a new game, it will give you a little demo. Here we're having some basic explanations how the system works. It's more for, yeah, basically if you're using an arcade stick. But as you can see, we're having the search option now. Going left to right, we're going to the next page. There are 301 pages in total. So there are a lot of different games, but I can tell you there are a lot of double games and a lot of hacked versions, you name it. It's just one big shitty list. And when we're going through the settings, we're pressing the little button on the back of the system. We're going to the settings. Here we can adjust the EOS. Yeah, it's basically only if you're having, of course, inside an arcade machine. We can do some custom button configuration, but I need to say that it doesn't work that great. System config, I will show you a little quick how it works. As you can see, there are not a lot of options. I will shut down the quality optimization, not a big fan of it. As you can see over here, it says dual controller or dual arcade. Basically, you can play with 4 players, but you need to use this in combination with an arcade stick. So you can't use 4 controller in total. So this is what you're going to get with the settings. There are not a lot of different settings over here. But nevertheless, the 9D Saga is one of the main Pandora boxes you can buy. I just call it a Pandora box because at the end it is all basically the same. The Pandora Box Saga 9D will run on 720p and there is no 1080p support with this mainboard. There are basically a couple of mainboards out there that will have 1080p, but that is a story for another video. Alright, so let's take a close look at it. Support 4. There are some lost games like two-dimensional games, 3D games. As you can see, they did a little bit of a cleaning up, so we're having the 4 playlist. We can't use it now. And I did notice some Super NES and Mega Drive games are lost somewhere, but it is one big shitty list. By pressing the number 3, and that is basically the C on the arcade stick, we can get the option for searching for our games. So that's pretty convenient that we're having the option with this, let's say, messy list. That makes it way better. So let's do the first test. Let's try Mortal Kombat, because this is the ultimate test for the Pandora Box. Does it run? Or runs it like shit? Let's find out. Oh my god, this is horrible. So like with all the other Pandora Box 9 versions, official, it sucks. Alright, let's play a 60-bit game. I found one. Lost in a shitty list. Sounds great, by the way. Hey, this time I didn't use my superpower. Or my special move, yeah.
Mission 1, start.
Oh man, this game is so basic but so fun to play. Ooh. Oh, this runs pretty horrible. Oh. That is really bad. But I'm wondering with this new Pandora 9D what kind of specifications are we having. They are sharing, let's say, some basic information regarding this Pandora's box. But, oh man, I got the wrong screwdriver. Ah. But they're sharing, let's say, some basic information, but it is not very clear to me. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a teardown. And I want to show you what are we going to get beneath this new generation of Silent Defense. So that's the only thing that's holding this mainboard in the plastic casing, or in part of the casing. Then we can remove this. We can squeeze the little pins together. And we can very easily remove it, and the same of course goes also if you want to do a replacement of a new fan if it's getting broken. They're not using really good thermal paste, you're just having these very strange pads. Okay, it seems to be that indeed they are still using the Allwinner, you can see it on the camera, the Allwinner H3 That's a very old version. I have seen it on the first generation of Pandora's boxes, and of course 1 GB of RAM. So that's the only thing that we're going to get with this Pandora 90. There is not a big of an improvement. A little bit sad, to be honest, that they didn't have put the extra effort of giving us more power, better emulation, but this explains why a lot of these games are running like shit. Okay, so what can I say about this new Pandora 90 Saga? I can tell you I'm quite disappointed. Yes, we can finally use a controller on this 9 series mainboard. The fan is improved, but it's still using this old crappy technology. And you can see with the emulation, screen tearing, we're still having the problems with the PlayStation. As you can see that some of the games are pretty choppy. Mortal Kombat is unplayable, so this thing comes with many problems. Yeah, we have a search function, so that's pretty cool. Still, we're having the chemical controllers like in the previous videos, but the fun fact is that some of them have, let's say, the USB logo or a different, like 3COM. So it's very different what kind of controllers you're going to get. They look all the same, but at the end, they're just basically all different when you're playing them. The D-pad, it's quite horrible. And I can tell you, I couldn't get any moves out with Street Fighter. The analog sticks are okay for cheap China controllers. Even for the 1, 2, 3 and 4 buttons are having a very good response, very clickish, but that's what you're going to get with a very cheap kit. So I think this is not a big improvement, so sadly, nope, I am not happy with this. So yeah, let me know what you think of this, and I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and I will see you in the next video.